Hey everyone, this is Robert Plank, and I want to welcome you to today's call. I want to thank you all for committing just 1 hour to get ahead in your life, and I want to congratulate you on taking this first step towards your personal freedom and your financial future. So, having said that, can you do me a favor? Go to the question box, make sure that you can hear me, make sure that I can read you, and go and write in the word future into the question box. And so, I don't know, a lot of the things that Lance and I set up, it really feels like we're kind of in the future, whereas if we want to get a new income stream, if we have some new idea, we want to sell something, make a nice sum of money, go on vacation, have some time off, increase our monthly income, whatever we want to do, most of it is just clicking around, clicking on the right things, and getting something set up. So I have a question for you today, and that's, what if you could actually finish a site like that? What if you could actually create a business right now today where you only had to put down 1 hour per week, and then from that 1 hour per week you could actually choose how much money you wanted to make depending on what you do with it? Because the amount of money that you make, I mean, you might disagree with this, but I honestly believe that your income is a choice, and that there are a lot of bad decisions you might make and good decisions you might make, and you really do need a guide, you do need a mentor to put you in the right direction. And this guy we're about to bring out, Mr. Lance Tamashiro, is the guide and the guy that you need to listen to right now. Because, you know, when I first started out, I kept hearing about these things called membership sites. I would put out these things called information products, and I kept hearing people saying, well, can you make a monthly membership site for me to join? And I was thinking, well, cool, if people are asking to give me their money, why don't I set this up? And what I realized very quickly was what they meant when they said, can you make a membership site, was they really meant, well, can you just give away or sell all of your products for just $10 a month? And for $10 a month, then that's all you get from me. And now you kind of committed to this chore where every single week, every single month, then I have to think of something new to put out. And I mean, I don't know about you, but that does not sound like a lot of fun. So luckily, we got past that, and this is just one of many examples of what not to do, what to avoid, and there is a better way, despite what you may have heard, despite what you may have seen. But it's really important for you right now today to close everything down and pay very close and careful attention to everything that Lance has to say to you today. Because if you're anything like me, you come to a call like this, and maybe you have it open in kind of a background tab, like some people like Julie Hood or David Young or Lisa Kelly or Bruce Strong. I could see that. There we go. Now you flipped over to it. Or maybe, you know, you start the call with good intentions and the phone rings, or some email comes in and you switch to that tab, and then guess what? You never come back. So if you can just nip it in the bud right now and close down all distractions, close the door, turn off music, do whatever you have to do to make sure that this is a very, very focused hour, to make sure that you don't miss anything. Because this guy, Lance Tamashiro, I mean, when I first met him, I made some money, but he brought my income to a whole new level, whether he realizes it or not. And so what happened was, I had a way of, you know, doing a launch, putting on a product, putting up a site. But when I first partnered with Lance, he was dead set on doing things right, on doing this thing called setting up a membership site. And so we'd be selling this $1,000, this $500, this $200 course, and he'd be setting up a membership site. And one time I went to him and I said, you know, why are you always doing this? Are you crazy? Like, why are we setting up a site? And you know, it kind of dawned on both of us that you don't have to charge this monthly fee in order to sell something online, and you're going to see that it's better if you don't, and that you're going to make more money if you don't. And Lance is going to reveal all that to you and more today. And whenever I hear about or I see membership site training, well, it goes a number of ways. Okay, option number one is that maybe someone gives you some membership ideas, but no clear plan, tons of choices, and you're just confused and you don't know where to go next. The other option number two that you might see on some of these kinds of calls is that someone says, well, you know, I've discovered this secret, and whatever you have already, just throw it all away, just get rid of all of it, and do my crazy untested plan. Whatever you've done before, it's a waste, don't do it, you failed before. And that's not really good either. I mean, honestly, Lance and I think that everything you've done in the past, whether you think it's a mistake or a misstep, all it's done is gotten you to this point and gotten you ready to take the next step and accept a couple of small adjustments to make automatic income from home for years to come. And so Lance right now today is going to give you some real advice to shortcut years and years of trial and error that we had to go through to simplify your next logical step and cut through all those frustrations, confusions, and distractions and get to the fun part. The fun part is making money. Hey Lance, you ready to help people make some money today?
I'm ready to do it. And I love exactly how you position this and talked about, people are teaching membership sites or they're giving people a whole bunch of ideas, but they're not showing them exactly how to get from point A to point B. And we're going to do exactly that today. And the one thing that I really want you guys to do when we start talking about this and while you're listening to this and while you're taking notes and learning about membership sites and automated income is I want you to forget everything you've ever heard or think that you know about membership sites, because most people do them wrong. And here's what I mean. Whether you have a PDF report that you're selling, whether you have an ebook, whether you have a video series, whether you have a continuity program, whether you have anything at all, or whether you don't even have it yet, whether you've got something that you're going to plan that's going to be a course that you're going to do live, you need to use this model. And the reason is that this is the way of the future. This is how you do things for years and years to come. I mean, it's no secret. Robert and I sell products that we create, get paid to create, we record them, we get paid to do them live, and then we continue to sell them over and over again. And I want you to think about most of the products you might have seen launched in the marketplace at any time that you've been online, and I bet you they have one thing all in common. One thing all in common. Can you guess what that is? Well, it's that you see them being launched and you never see them being sold again. And that's ridiculous. That defeats the entire purpose of having a digital product, of having something online. And then the other thing that they'll do if they don't take it offline completely is they build up the price so high that basically they price themselves out of it. And Robert and I think that there's a way better way to do that. We want to show you how to do that. We want to show you why you need a membership site for every single thing that you do online, even building a list and giving away free products. And we want to show you how you can have everything that you need all in one place. And before we jump into this way too much, I want to know a little something about you guys. And what I want you to do is inside of the question box, go ahead and tell me why you're here. Just type that into the question box so that I know what you're looking for, I know what your goals are. And while you're doing that, I want to tell you a little bit about why I'm here. Okay, and the reason why I'm here is that, well, a couple of reasons. First of all, I built my online business. I didn't know anything about marketing. I didn't know that you could really make money online. And I was a corporate America guy. I went into the office, sat at a desk, pretended like I was working, walked around the coffee area, talked to people, sat in meetings, did all of that boring stuff in corporate America. And then I had a daughter that was born. And, I got sitting there and it really started to bug me. I'm sitting there and I'm like thinking all I'm doing is I come to work for 8, 10, 12 hours a day and I pretend like I'm busy. I waste time. There's got to be a way where if I'm really only putting in 1, 2, 3 hours of solid work a day, that I can do that from home so that I can spend more time with my family. And, that's exactly what I did. And that's why I want to show you guys how to do this, and the steps that you can take to do that, because it is reality. It is something that you can achieve if you do the right things from the beginning. And the second reason is I feel like there are so many courses out there. I feel like there's so many people out there that are teaching things that A, they don't do. And if you do some research on them, it's pretty easy to find out that they don't actually do it. And B, I feel like they never get you the complete information. They never give you everything that you need. And what ends up happening is you end up inside of this sort of, information overload, internet marketing merry-go-round, and you're never making progress. And I believe the reason why that happens is because you don't have a big picture. And I want to give that to you today along with some of the other stuff. So I see a lot of questions in here coming in, and I'm just going to scroll through here. I see I'm looking for an affordable membership site system that actually has the features I need. I want recurring income. Is this live? It is. Spend more quality time with my family. I'm here because I want to succeed. I want to learn. I'm just starting out and I want to learn whatever I can. And so, yeah, everybody's here for the exact same reasons, which is good because you're in the right spot. here today. And so, when I got started, and like I told you, I would sit at work and I wanted to sort of leverage and build something while I was at work and make it so I could transition from a real day job into, well, working full time at home, which is exactly what both Robert and I have done. So one thing I think that's very important that you guys all understand is that Robert and I, both 100% of our income comes from products that we sell online, stuff that you see us doing. We don't have day jobs. We don't do other things. This is our full-time income. And more importantly, is that we both built this while we had day jobs. So we know what it feels like to juggle a job and building a company. We know what it feels like to juggle a job and have a family. We understand all of those things, and that's why we try to build systems that are simple, that work, that we use. Everything I'm going to show you today, we actually use, and you can see that and will see that, but also so that you can leverage stuff so that it works on top of each other. Otherwise, you're never going to get from point A to point B launching a product and closing it down. You're never going to get from point A to point B by having one big selling product and then getting rid of it. You're never going to get there by having one membership site that lasts forever. I'm sorry, that's just not the way that it works or happens. And so we really want you, again, to smash your ideas of everything you've ever been thought or told or taught about membership sites, because what we're going to show you today is something completely different, and it is that, well, you can do it for cheap, you can get everything in one place, and you can build something that you can continue to sell over and over and over again. So, when I first started looking and searching around, I saw that, well, people were telling me things like, what you do is you come up with a product in a niche where people have a pain, and you put up a website, and then you get ranked in Google, and then you wake up in the morning and there's all this money in your PayPal account. I hate to be the one to break this to you, and I know that it's sold that way, and I can tell you that after you build up the right things, it is fun to wake up in the morning and just see money in your PayPal account. But it doesn't happen that way overnight until you put the right systems in place and until you start to put the right marketing stuff into place. And so, what happens and what I see so much with people coming online is that they have all of this excitement, they have all of this passion, they have a good, real, solid idea in whatever niche that they're in, whether it's guitar or self-defense or health or weight loss or setting up membership sites or whatever it is. They've got these solid ideas, and they get basically how to market something, how to put together a product, how to put up a basic website, how to get an autoresponder set up, all of these things, and they get all of that. But then there's like a big disconnect, right? And that is, why aren't you getting the results that you want? How come you're not moving in full time? How come you're not moving forward the way that you are? How come you're not seeing continual growth? And I honestly believe that there's a very, very, very specific reason. There's a really specific reason why people aren't getting the results and why so many online businesses fail. And the truth is, they don't have to be this. And I'm hoping that with some of the information you get here today, it will move you forward and closer to actually realizing that dream that you have and deserve, because we all know what to do. We all know, and we've heard this a million times, and you can see this in every product, and you can see this in every blog post, and you can see this in everything that anybody ever tells you. They tell you, find a hungry crowd with a massive pain point, give them something that they both want and need, right? And then you just create a product, sell that product, and that's it, right? It's really simple. Well, I guess it's simple in theory, but that's not really the way it works in real life, because if you're like me, I didn't know that even an autoresponder existed. I didn't know that membership sites existed. I didn't know how to take PayPal and put a PayPal button on it and actually sell a product, but they made it seem so simple, right? And for a lot of our students that we get, they're in all of these other niches. They're not tech savvy people. They're not computer people. And the big hang up, well, becomes two things. The big hang up then becomes frustration and overwhelm, right? Which we're going to deal with here in a minute, and the technology piece of it. And if you could just get through that overwhelm, and if you could just master that technology, Well, then now you get to focus on the thing that you love, right? Now you get to focus on teaching people how to make a quilt, teaching people how to play guitar, teaching people how to do whatever it is that you know how to do. Because that's the missing piece. That's what happens to so many of us that come online. And I know for sure that's what happened to me. And so again, if all things are equal, why is it that you're not getting the results that you want? Well, let's go over here. My belief is, and I don't know if any of you guys can relate to this picture, but this is how I felt. This is exactly how I felt when I got started online. And it was like I was on this merry-go-round that was going so fast, and I had no clue what was happening. I didn't know which way I was looking. I didn't know where I was, because they told me what I needed to do was have a passion, have a product, and then put up a website and sales would come. And then they tell you things like, well, you know what your problem is? You didn't put up a squeeze page. I didn't know what the hell a squeeze page is. Then they tell you, well, you got to have a squeeze page, and then what you got to do is set it up to your autoresponder. What the heck is an autoresponder? And then they said, well, it's not just having a squeeze page and an autoresponder. You got to have an email follow-up sequence. What the heck am I supposed to write? And then they said, well, now you need a sales page, and you got to learn copywriting. I don't know what the heck a copywriter is. I don't know how to write an advertisement for something. I don't know how to do all of this stuff. And then you got to deliver the product so that people can actually download it. What? And you got to set up a website and do all of this stuff. And that's why you get stuck, because you don't even know what you're supposed to be doing. What they told you when you came online was something really simple. They told you, have an idea, make a product, put up a website and sell it. And instead, it was, you know what you need is this new WordPress plugin. You know what you need is this new template. You know what you need is this new shiny object widget. And you're at the mercy of whatever it is that they want to tell you, because all that you know, and it's not your fault, it's your teachers and your mentors' fault, is have a passion, pick a niche, make a product, put up a website. You didn't know about all of this other stuff that they were going to throw at you, and that is why so many of us get caught in this thing called overwhelm, right? Because you get online and it's always one thing after the next. That you need a squeeze page, you need an autoresponder. Oh, you got an autoresponder? Well, what you need is a sales page. Oh, you have that? You need product creation, you need product delivery, you need to have a membership site, you need to have software and tools, you need to have traffic, social media, follow-up messages, all of these things, and it's a never-ending merry-go-round. Every single time you come around, you're right back where you started. You're like, great, I got this squeeze page thing figured out. And they go, you're like, all right, now I'm ready to make sales. No, you need an autoresponder now. Now you need a sales page. Now you need a new product. Now you need to deliver it, and it never stops. And what I really want you to take from all of this, and I'm going to teach you how to get through this, is keep it stupidly simple. Keep it as easy as possible. And if you've ever seen any of Robert and I's websites, if you've ever seen any of the products we put out, we try to keep things as simple as possible. We don't have these big fancy graphics. You know why? Well, because they don't help anything. They don't do anything besides, well, decrease your conversions, actually, and that's a whole different topic. But the thing is that I'm trying to get through to you guys all is it's not your fault that you aren't getting the results that you want and deserve. And the reason that you're actually overwhelmed or have this shiny object syndrome or have information overload or whatever else you want to call it, the reason why you're on this internet marketing merry-go-round, well, is it possible that you're taking the wrong actions? Maybe you are taking some of the wrong actions, but I believe that it's not your fault if you are, because the real reason why most of us fail online is because we don't even understand what we're striving for. We don't understand the whole system. We don't even know what it all entails. So therefore, when somebody says you need this new widget, well, you assume that you do, because well, you don't even have a world view. You don't even have, I think in corporate America, we used to call it this 100-foot overview, the 100,000-foot overview. You don't even have that. So you can't even get to where you want to go. You don't know how this new widget fits into it. You don't know how any of this stuff is going to help you. And so nobody's teaching it to you. And they actually have it's in their best interest. Well, let me put it this way. It's in their pocketbook's best interest to not teach it to you, because then they can keep you off balance all the time. They can keep you on that merry-go-round, and they can keep you buying their little widgets that don't make a difference at all in your business, and that's what we want to make sure that you stop. And that's why I want you to be very clear about what it is that you're building, and that is you're building an online business. And if you really start looking at everything as just simply these three boxes, these three pieces, well, then your business becomes very manageable and you can understand where things fit. So when somebody tells you things like you need social media, this new course, right? They tell you things like you need to increase your conversion on your opt-in, right? They tell you that you need an autoresponder or a squeeze page or whatever it is, right? You need a sales page, you need a product. Well, if you look at your business as these three silos, then you can see that everything fits together, right? So you know, well, is my problem that I'm not getting enough traffic to my lead capture and to my offers? Well, now you know that, well, things like Facebook and list building and, solo ads and all of this other stuff that you hear about, well, it fits into here, but you're targeting it all at one base system. And that's what Robert and I try to do with all of our products is if you focus on this one base system that you've got, if you focus on your opt-in page, having an opt-in page, having a sales page, well then when somebody tells you some stuff about new traffic, well, you just make sure that it's all pointing back to your main system, right? And what so many people do is they hear about all of this new stuff and it actually takes them in the opposite direction. They move away. They hear, well, I got to have a Facebook account. I got to have a fan page. So they go set up a fan page on something that has nothing to do with the core business that they're building, which is inside of here. They hear that they need to get more Twitter followers, so they go start focusing on Twitter. And again, they move out here. And I'm not saying you shouldn't have a fan page. I'm not saying you shouldn't have Twitter followers. I'm not saying you shouldn't be on Pinterest or have solo ads or all this stuff. What I'm saying is that you should know that all of these things need to be bringing traffic back to this main system that you've got, not away from it. And so many times what happens is people hear about new products or they hear about new widgets or they hear about new things, and what they don't realize is it's all moving them away from their main system rather than into the main system. And so just knowing how this all fits together, you can evaluate it better and you can make sure that when you look at something, well, now you can move it, you can use it to make sure that you're moving into your business model rather than outside of it. Okay, and we're going to talk a little bit more about this in a little bit. We're going to keep coming back to this because I really want you guys to understand that. But before we go any further, I want you guys to know who me and Robert are. So I'm Lance Tomashiro. I'm this guy over here down in the left-hand corner. Robert's over here in the right-hand corner.
What's up?
And again, there he is. And again, what I want you guys to realize is we are both full-time online. We have been full-time for 3-4 years now. We don't have day jobs, and most importantly, we built our online businesses while we had to transition from day jobs. So most of the systems that we built are made so that you could leverage your work, so that you can continue to sell them into the future, and so that they build on themselves so that you can have the lifestyle that you're looking for. But more importantly, I mean, we are experts in membership sites. In fact, we are both, this is Robert's right here that you can see. He is actually a Wishlist member certified developer. So am I. We've both been certified by Wishlist since 2010, and we create some of the best plugins for Wishlist member, which puts us in a really interesting position because we're able to, first of all, package everything and make sure that when you purchase a product, when you get something together, then you have every single thing that you need. And like I said, we want to make sure that you realize that we walk the walk here and we use the stuff that I'm going to be talking to you about. And what you're looking at here is just a couple of the sales pages that we have, but notice something. They're very simple. Remember, keep it stupidly simple. They all look pretty much the same. I mean, sometimes we'll do stuff like we'll put a video on one, or we'll put a different headline on one, or a graphic on one, but for the most part, these are all the exact same template. And the reason why we do that for our sales letters or our sites is, one, for brand awareness, two, because we've tested it and we know that this converts better than any other template or fancy graphic or anything else that you see on the internet, and three, because it makes it easy and fast, and what we can leverage stuff so we don't have to spend a week putting up a sales page or a month putting up a sales page. When we want to put up a sales page, we go to a template, we grab it, we fill in the blanks, and we put it online. I mean, keep it simple, right? Have a system that you can replicate over and over again. And we do the same thing with all of our membership sites. And like I said, it doesn't matter if we're delivering a live course, it doesn't matter if we're delivering a PDF, a video, a group of videos, a zip file, an audio, a free product, a paid product. It doesn't matter. Every single one of them go into a membership site that, well, they all look exactly the same, right? Why? Because we don't have to spend time figuring it all out, making it look all perfect, doing all of this stuff. We set it up the exact same way over and over and over again, and it accomplishes not only us not having to spend a lot of time building it, but also we can sell. When we sell new products to our customers, they know what to expect. They know how it's going to look. They all operate the exact same way. They know how to move around all of our products in the exact same model. And that's why it's so important that you understand this online business model. And one thing that I want to move forward with is, well, traffic, that's obvious, right? That's stuff like Facebook or your email list, or when you have lead capture and use your emails to go back. But I want to talk about the piece on the offers, because I feel like so many people get this wrong when they want to build a recurring income, when they want to sell products online, and that is their offer. So what do I mean by offers? Well, an offer is what you're selling, how you're making money, right? And what most people think is that, well, if I'm going to make recurring income, I have to have this site, and I got to make a year's worth of content before I launch it, and I'm going to charge $10 a month or $50 a month or $100 a month, and it's going to be forever, so I don't know how I'm going to have all that content. And they end up getting their stuff they get themselves wrapped up and rolled up, and they can never move forward with the product. And that's what we like to call the product creation trap, because creating a product, honestly, creating a product is the simple part. That's the easiest part of all of the online business. That's the part you already have the knowledge about. That's the part that you already have the passion of. And it's simple, especially in today's day and age. You can simply record a video, write a report, do an interview series, record a webinar or training series, purchase the rights to somebody else's product. In fact, I used to buy rights. When I got started, I used to buy rights to Robert's products, add my own video to them, teaching it, and then sell those. Why? Well, because I got to leverage a name that people already knew, and I got to buy rights to them and then make the product better. So now people knew me, and pretty soon people just thought that we were linked together, and now all of a sudden we have a business together. Kind of funny, right? But the trap part of product creation is not that people need to understand that, well, it's simple, you just make a quick product, right? That's the easy part. But the trap is that people think it has to be continuity. People think that it has to go on forever. People think that they need to build something where they're going to get paid for years down the road, and how do I get all that content, and what am I going to say? And it doesn't. It doesn't have to be that. In fact, it's better if it isn't. And here's what I mean. Do you know how hard it is to sell a product to somebody where you just say, I'm going to sell you some interviews and you're going to pay me $97 a month forever? How do you position that? The person doesn't know what they're going to get at the end of it. There is no end of it. I mean, think about even when you sign a mortgage for a house, when you buy a car. I mean, there's a start date and an end date, and you know when it starts, how much it's going to be, and at the end, what happens? Well, you own it. If you don't make the payments, they take it back and you don't own it, right? But there's a point A, which is the starting point, and a point B, which is the goal that you're going to get to. And the problem is when people create these continuity sites, your buyer, your customer, doesn't know what to expect at the end because there is no end. So if you create instead a course that is 4 modules or 8 modules or however long, a fixed term site, they know it's easy for you to say, well, when you start, you're going to be where you're at today. You're not going to have any software for a membership site. You're not going to have any training for a membership site. You're going to have too many choices. You're not going to know what actually works. You're not going to know what you should actually do next. And after you make all the payments for your training, at the end, you're going to own all of the software. You're going to have all the training. You're going to know what to do next, and then it's finished, right? That's why you need to have this fixed term, because somebody can easily look at it and say, I'm here, and at the end of it, I'm going to be here. And you can't do that with an open-ended product. The other problem is when you think too big and too far ahead, it never gets out there. Robert and I would rather you guys launched your product and turned it into a recurring site, which we do all of the time. A lot of you guys have seen us do that. Or you only need to have how much? Let me ask you guys a question. If you were going to have a $1,000 product and you were going to break it into payments over X period of time, how much content do you need to have when the first person joins? Do you need to have it all done? No. All you need to have is the next piece of content before they get to it. So if you promise them a new course every 2 weeks, why would you sit and not launch your product until you had all of it finished? Why would you not launch your product until you had everything done perfectly, which it'll never be done perfectly when you don't have that first member yet? All you need to be is one step ahead of your first subscriber. You only need to be one step ahead of that first member in order to start selling your product. Yet so many people sit and wait. They sit and wait, and we've seen this. We have friends that still haven't launched their products 2 years later because they're trying to get it all set up perfectly, and we're like, well, how many members do you have? Do you know what perfect is? Do you know if they even like this content? And they're like, well, we have 0 members, but I'm getting all this content together. It's like, what a waste of time. You just wasted 2 years of not making sales so that you could get it all perfect. What's perfect? Nobody's seen it. You don't even know if they like it yet. Wouldn't it be better to just get people in and have your first piece of training ready to go, and then when they are ready for it, give them the next one? It makes a lot more sense. It takes a lot less time, and again, you get to leverage your work. You get to do something when you're building it at home. So another thing we hear a lot of is that people get stuck, right? And maybe you're stuck at the taking action stage. I know that I got stuck at this because, well, for a lot of the things that we already talked about, right? Because getting through overwhelm is half the battle, and I know how it feels. I remember how that feels, being on that merry-go-round, being on the thing where you don't even know what you're being. But I want you to know that there's a light at the end of the tunnel for you, because just getting through the overwhelm, understanding what you're building, understanding the big picture of how it fits together is going to be half the battle for you. I mean, I bet you some of you are already going, wow, I did buy that widget, and if I would have just known that my business was traffic, lead capture, and offers, I wouldn't have bought that widget, because it doesn't help any of those things. It's just a widget that somebody told me was going to do this magic thing for me, and it hasn't done anything. Right? Because you didn't even know that. So getting through the overwhelm is half of your battle. The other half of getting unstuck is knowing exactly what to do next. Not having an idea, maybe it's this, maybe it's that. It's knowing exactly what step to take next. And the problem for most of us, and I know it was for me, was I got stuck. I didn't know what to do with the technology. I didn't know who to believe about, well, do I need this thing? Well, how do I even set it up? How does it fit together? How do I set up drip? How do I set it up so people only get the parts that I want them to get? How do I do all of this stuff? And what you really need is a real step-by-step sequence. And unfortunately, nobody does this, well, besides Robert and I. And here's what I mean. It's one thing for people to get some training on, here's how you set up wishlist member, here's how you record a video, here's how you do all of that. But if you're like me, I need a real example. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to buy a course where they go, well, here's how you set up your podcast. You do X, Y, Z, one, two, three. I want to see somebody actually doing it, because once I see somebody doing it, then I can visualize how it works for my particular situation, for my particular business, right? And especially this is true with membership training, and it makes me sick because I've seen so many people with good intentions buy these products, and they go, well, here's how you install it. Click, click, click. Now it's installed. Go sell your membership site. What? Like, how is that helpful? I mean, I guess it's helpful to know how to install it and configure it and all of that, but does it work for you? No, I mean, it probably hasn't, or you wouldn't be here. And that's why when Robert and I teach things and when we want to learn things, we look for, I want a real case study. That's why when we teach membership sites, and like what I'm going to show you here in a minute, we use real examples. We don't teach you stuff with fake. Like if we want to teach you how to do a membership site, we show you how we plan it, we show you how we market it, we show you why we price things, how we do things differently, why we do them the way we do on products that we actually sell. I mean, that's one thing that if you've ever bought a product from Robert and I, most of the times when we're teaching you something, it's for something that we're selling, like we're actually building something that you get to see the whole way, because you need that visual. You need to know exactly what step comes next. And again, remember this online business model where you've got the traffic, the lead capture, and the offers. And what I want you to really think about right now while we're talking about this part is the delivery part of your product, because that's the big piece of the technology. And what I mean by that is, well, what if you started thinking about your business now? What if the traffic, well, that's, getting people to come in from your different sources. But what if you could take this whole piece right here and have it all taken care of with one system? And what I would like you to think about is this is exactly what Robert and I do. All of our offers, lead capture, all of that, all of the things that build us a list, make us money, integrate, do all that, they're all housed in a membership site. Every single one of them. Every single one of them is a membership site, which makes our business even simpler, because now the technology piece handles everything, and all we have to do is worry about the traffic, which is what? The marketing part, right? So we market, and this part is just a black box system. It's the exact same for every single product that we use over and over and over again. And that is, well, what we use is a product called Wishlist Member with a bunch of our plugins that we've created. And so when you're delivering your offer, remember, we want you to keep it simple. Keep it stupidly simple. Get it out there so that you can actually start making money rather than getting it perfect. Because let me tell you something, the more you tinker with things, there's more to break, for one. But second of all, it's always moving. Somebody's always developing a cool new thing for you, right? And so why not just keep it simple and then build on that when you want to, build on that when it actually makes sense. And so here's what used to be taught a lot. I mean, let's keep it as simple as possible. And that was have a sales page and have a download page, right? Two HTML pages, basically. One is a place where you take money and they pay you, and then they go to another web page where they, can download your product, right? With a bunch of download links. You ever seen these where you buy something and then you get a one page and it's just like link, 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 and you download it all to your computer and then you forget what it even was, or you forget what folder it was, or you forget that you even happened? I mean, who's that good for? Both from not good for the product creator because you never use the product and you never get results, and it's not good for you because you can't use it. You don't get any results. And also, it's not secure. And I know some of you guys know this, but did you know you could do a site search on most people's web pages that are set up like this and just find their download page really easy? I mean, it's not secure. People lose thousands of dollars because they're setting it up just not in a secure way, which is why we say no matter what kind of product you have, you should be using a membership site. The second thing is that you decrease the consumption, right? Because your customers don't remember where it is, they stored it on their hard drive, they have no reason to come back to you, and it increases your customer support because people will now email you and go, where's my link? Where's that download page? But if it was just a membership site, well, they'd have their own username and login. If they forgot the login or their password, they could just retrieve it. And now you don't have to do any of that. It just handles itself. And one of the biggest things, and that people miss out on, is there's no place for built-in upsells. When you deliver your product like this just on a download page, I mean, if people want to get back to it, if they remember where it is, they just go straight back to this page, right? But think about places like Facebook. Think about places like Amazon. Think about whatever big site you frequent a lot. You log in, even Gmail, right? You log in and they can show you ads. They can show you other products that are related to stuff that you've already done. And just by doing that and making people have to come back to their site, will they remember you? They actually use your product, and because they're actually getting results with your product, they're interested in other products that you might have for them. And so again, with the online business model, remember, we want you to start thinking of this whole piece as just your membership site, right? Because once you have this piece figured out, well, now everything that you see in your email, all of that whirlwind merry-go-round that you're in, becomes real simple because, well, you've got your membership site and you've got traffic. And when you want to have new products, when you want to make something that branches off, well, what do? Well, you just repeat this, right? So you start having more of these things that all fit together and they cross-sell each other inside of each other. And now this lead capture and offers piece just grows, but you get to use the exact same traffic. Everything is bringing all of the things that you're buying, all of the things that you're building are focusing on this main thing rather than, like we talked about earlier, taking you away from it. And so, we talked about, well, this thing called fixed term sites, and we don't really want you guys thinking about too much that starts forever. And again, that's why we really want to stress to you that you should be creating what we call them module sites. And it doesn't matter whether it's 1 module, 4 modules, 8 modules, 100 modules, whatever it is. But the important part is you have a definite starting point and a definite ending point. The people know what they're going to get when they finish the payments, right? It makes it easier for you to sell, and it makes it easier for your customers to know what result to expect, and it makes it easier for them to get results, know where it's at, and you don't have to maintain this massive thing in your head that goes on forever and ever and ever and ever. And so you're ready with a module site. You can deliver things as multiple PDFs, multiple videos, webinars, webinar recordings, whatever it is, you can now break that up. And because you're using Wishlist Member, it's just a post in a blog. You just make a post in a blog, and I'm going to show you a really cool way to upload it and set it all up. And think about it again. What do most sites look like? What do most successful sites look like? Not the big long download pages we talked about, but the most successful sites is, well, you need a dashboard, right, for organization. So when you log in, your users can see what everything is, when they're going to get it, where it's all at, like one main dashboard page for organization. And you need to drip out content because that prevents overwhelm for your students. So rather than giving them 100 links of stuff to download, why not just give them the first 5 pieces? And then in a day or two, give them a little bit more, and then give them a little bit more so that they can actually consume it rather than being overwhelmed just like we all were. I mean, why would we put our customers on that big merry-go-round that we were just talking about? So you organize it, you drip out the content, and what we want you to really remember and take about is you don't need to spend forever getting it perfect. And let me show you how easy it is to do that. And in fact, we'll do it in just the next few minutes here. So what we're going to do is I'm going to switch over, and we're actually going to go to a just blank WordPress installation. If you don't know how to set up WordPress, it's really easy. It's just a couple of clicks. Even WordPress itself, they give you, I think on their website, they say here's a 5-minute installation guide. And then what I'm going to do is show you how you can take this blank WordPress site that we've got here and how you can actually build a membership site in just a few minutes that will handle any kind of product delivery, any kind of model that you want. And so this is just a blank WordPress site. I know a lot of you guys have seen this. If not, we show you inside of the training exactly step by step how to set this up. What I'm going to do is log into the dashboard area just so you can see we've got like no plugins here, just the stuff that comes with it. We've got, you know, the hello world post and all of that. What I'm going to do is go over and I'm going to grab one of our templates here that we use for our sites. If I can log in here, here we go. So this is one of our sites, and we've got these templates for different types of membership sites that Robert and I use. And again, the cool thing is like everything that we teach, this is where we use. So when we build a new site, we go and get this. What I'm going to do is go back to my blank WordPress installation here, and you guys can all follow this at membershipnewbie.com if you'd like. So I'm going to go to Add New, and I'm going to go to Upload, and I'm going to grab that file that I just downloaded, Backup Creator Fixed. I'm going to open it and install it. Okay, I'll activate the plugin. Now what I'll do is go to Settings, and it's going to ask me for my key, so I'll enter that in here real quick. And now what I've got, if you look, is, well, I've just still got a blank blog with a new plugin in here called Backup Creator, but here's something really cool. All I have to do is go down here and click this button that says Restore from URL. There's a URL here, and I'm going to hit Restore from Backup, and it's going to run, and what it's doing is it's actually configuring my entire membership site for me. It's going to be completely set up and ready to go, and there we have it. So right now it's all set up. I'm going to go to Visit Restored Blog, and you can see now, if you guys are here, it's like, oops, it says like enter your activation key, enter all of this stuff. No problem, we'll just do that real quick. We'll activate our license here. So I'll enter in the information, my license key. We'll activate that, and there is one other thing that I need to activate here, which is my Wishlist Member plugin. So I'll go to Wishlist Plugins, Wishlist Member, and we'll enter in the key here. And so now I've entered in these two keys. I have run my cloning plugin, and what you'll see is now I've got all kinds of stuff installed here, everything that I need for my membership site to work. And let's actually look at what we've got here. So if I go to Visit Site, and I'm logged in now, so it's going to look a little bit different for me, is I've got, well, a dashboard set up. I've got some things that say, well, this isn't coming out till March 9th. I can't click on anything, but I can click on these, and I've got a base site set up. So first thing that I can do is I can go over here back to my dashboard, and I want to put a graphic over there at the top. So I'm going to go to Appearance, Theme Options, and I'm just going to put in a logo here. So I'm going to grab a logo that I've already got, hit Upload. Now scroll down, hit Save Changes. Okay, and now when I go and visit my site, it's starting to come together a little bit. I've got a logo up here, I've got this stuff, but it says like name of module 1. I don't want it to say that for my site, right? So what I do is I go back to my members area and I go to Posts and Categories. And you can see we've already got it in here for you guys for a template. So now what I do is I just want to change this so it doesn't say name of module 1. I want to actually edit that. So I'll click on Edit, and I'll just change the name here. So we'll call this one Setup. Okay, so I change that right there. Go to Update. And now when I go over here to my website as a user and I reload it, it automatically has changed it for me. So now my module 101 is set up, right? Now if I click over here on training, because that's like when somebody comes in, they want access to all of the modules, and you do the same thing for module 2, module 3. I'm going to go to training, and one of the big things, and again we've got this templatized out for you, but one of the problems that people always have is, how do I upload a video? How do I upload an audio? How do I upload a PDF? Well, that's all taken care of for you now. So I'll go to this post. Let me show you how easy this is. I go to Edit Post, and you can see we've got some stuff that's already in here. You can just delete that. And what I want to do is, you can see I've got this extra thing in here because what we include is this thing called Video Player plugin. And this is awesome because it's not just videos, it's everything that you want to deliver, all of your content. So let me just show you how easy this is. I'm going to click on this link that says Video Player plugin. And it says I can choose a file. So what I'm going to do is go over here, and I've got a video here that I want my members to get. It's right here. You can see this one's an MP4 file called How to Be Successful. And I'm going to put that up there and hit Upload Now. Okay, so it's going to upload that for me, and you can see it put in this short code, so we'll update it so it saves. And let's see what this looks like to our users now. So I just uploaded an MP4 site, an MP4 file, sorry, a video. So I'm going to go back here to our members area. And oops, let's see what happened here. Setup, here we go. So now you can see I've got this thing that says play video. And all I did was upload it into here and have these tags on it, right? So what happens? Well, let me make this a little smaller. If I click on play video, there you can go. You can see the video automatically pops up. It already plays. Everything's working. All I had to do was click a few buttons. Well, now, here's the thing is, I don't really like how it looks here where it says play video. I want it to look like a video. So what I'm going to do is go back to my post and edit it. So again, I'm going to click on Video Player plugin. And this time what I'm going to do is I'm going to do two things. I want to upload this graphic, and you can see it's a PNG file, and it's got the exact same name, right? How to Be Successful. So we'll select that one, but I also want to select this PDF file because I want them to get a report as well. So I'm going to select that and open it up, and you can see it's going to upload a PDF and a graphic as well. And I'm going to hit Upload Now, and watch how cool this is. So now what happens is it's going to add another one of these links, but we don't need it. We just need one, the How to Be Successful. Let me save this so it actually works. And when we reload now, if everything goes as planned, as it should, we're going to see I've got a video here. So when I click on this now, it automatically plays my video. They can see that there's something to click on, and it's got my PDF right there. And again, this works for every single file type. It works for Word documents, it works for PDFs, it works for zip files. All you have to do is upload your file and get it done. And this is the kind of thing, so when we set up a new site, this is literally all we do. We go through, change the pieces that we want, everything is set up in a template, and as you can see, there's this other thing called drip content. So why don't they have access to part 3? Well, it tells them they're going to have it on March 9th. And if you wanted to change that, well, you can go to your post in your WordPress area. Let me make this a little bigger, and you can see there's a new column that says what day your different posts are going to come out. So I go over here, and remember Module 3 isn't available. There's no links, nothing to click on. But that's because Module 3 doesn't come out for 2 days after they join the site. Well, what if I wanted it to come out today? Well, no problem. I just select Quick Edit and change the date to match this one. So we'll make this the 1st. Hit Update. And now what you can see is Module 3 shows up on day 1. And you can move this in any direction that you want, just that simple. And when I go back to the membership site, a really cool thing happens. Guess what? Now they have access to that training. And so you just literally need to go through, plug your stuff in, change a couple of things. It's all set up as a template for you and ready to go. And that's literally how we set up every single one of our sites. I want you to think about the secret to success. I want to share something with you about how to really get from where you are, point A, to where you want to go. I want you to think about these people, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, Tony Hsieh, Oprah Winfrey, Mark Zuckerberg, and what they all have in common that got them to where they want to be. And what I contend is that they all know a secret that a lot of entrepreneurs miss. Well, they all have big visions. They all have a passion. Yes. They all had mentors. They all are parts of mastermind groups. Yes. But here's the thing. They all understand something that most of us small business owners miss out on. And that is that it's the small steps and the small decisions that you make that make it impossible for you not to achieve your goals. See, they don't think about making $1 billion. They think about making the next one. They think about making the next dollar and the next dollar, and they're moving in a general direction. And if you just keep moving a little by little, you're going to end up where you want to be. I mean, think about when you drive cross country using a map, right? You're just following the next place that you need to be. You're not worried about how to get from San Diego to Boston. You just know the next place you're going, and eventually you get where you need to be. So it's that one small decision or action that leads to the next. And that's what we've been talking about this entire time, is how you just make the next right thing. Just have a bigger vision of how your business is going to work and do the next thing that's right for your business, because making progress is way more important than perfection. You're never going to get to perfection, but you can always be making progress. And here's what I want you to think about. If you want a bigger list of subscribers, if you want to have a community that actually makes you money, and if you want to expand your business, meaning leverage the work you've already done, leverage the things that you are doing, well, if you want to build your business while you're at your day job like Robert and I did, then the key is to know exactly what simple step is next. Otherwise, you end up over here in overwhelm, right? On the merry-go-round. And what I want you to know is you don't need this overwhelm, because there is a simpler way. And it's all inside waiting for you with a real-time live case study inside of Membership Cube 2.0, where you're going to get 8 training modules starting from start to finish with an actual site that Robert and I sell to this very day for a single payment membership site, how to create your content, how to build your list, how to market and write copy, how to create what we call a bucket membership site, which is where you add more and more content over time to it, how to make money with coaching memberships, how to generate all of your content, and how to have sites that bring you content every single day. All 8 modules are included, because if you realize there are 6 sides to a cube, which starts with your single payment membership site, your free site to build your list, your bucket site, which has lots and lots of downloads and content, your coaching or one-on-one or group sites, your daily memberships, and your physical membership, which is hybrid delivery, some online, some physical. And it's all inside of Membership Cube 2.0, where you get 8 training sessions to help make this the best year you've got, 4 Q&A sessions where we answered all of the questions that anybody has or had, and you get challenges for each session, which means we teach you something and then we show you how we do it on one of our sites that we're actually building and marketing in front of you, and so you know exactly what step you need to take next. And everything's way easier than you think. There's no hacks. Almost everything is just uploading plugins and filling in templates, just like I showed you here today. And for example, like we showed you, adding video just takes a couple of seconds now. Cloning your membership takes 1 click. Building your list, well, all you do is turn on a plugin and put your autoresponder code into an area, and now whenever somebody logs into your membership site, they get added to your list as well. Remember, Robert and I use this model for our list building as well as for our paid products. We show you how to create a dashboard page to keep everything organized and easy to find. You get PDF checklists, transcripts, and manuals. It's a complete course. Every single thing that you need is included for you. So you get the training and Q&A, which are the 8 modules, plus you get the 4 Q&A calls for a total value of $3,999. $964. But on top of that, remember, we want you to have everything you need. We want you to have all of the step-by-step, all of the training, but we also don't want you to need to go out and buy more stuff. So we include every single plugin that you would need. So you get Wishlist Member Unlimited, $297 real world value in your name, licensed to you. You get Membership Designer Theme. You get WP Drip, WP Import, WP Notepad, WP Kunaki, WP Reseller, List Builder, Auto Signup, WP Stats Pro, Wishlist Protector, Video Player, Gravatar Manager, all for a real world value of $2,051. That's what you would actually pay if you went and bought all of the plugins that you need for your membership site on their own. We're going to include all of them for you. So again, you have every single thing you need to make your membership dream a reality. On top of that, we're going to add in some bonuses. We're going to give you 4 backup creator templates so that you can do what we just showed you. You can actually clone our sites and just use them. These are the exact same templates that Robert and I use every single time we turn on a site. So you get the single payment, the fixed term, the continuity, and the coaching template all set up and ready to go for you. You just click a few buttons and you're on your way. You get the membership checklist, which gives you a step-by-step installation, the sales letter template, the challenges after each session so that you can implement as you watch the real-time license. You get the recordings, the transcripts, the community, and lifetime access, all for a real-world value of $4,776. And it's all included for you, the training, all of the bonuses, the templates, the plugins, everything that Robert and I use on every single one of our sites is included for a real value of $10,791. And I want you to think about this. If all Membership Cube 2.0 did for you was motivate you to revive or finish that membership site that's rotting on the vine and help you create a real full-time income, or push you in the right direction to create a brand new site that makes you a couple of extra thousands of dollars, or just get you to start strong with a bigger, safer, happier, more satisfied bank account and cash flow, and you're going to get the walk-the-walk mentors and system that you've been looking for. And remember, we go through with a real-time live site that we create, market, promote, sell, and still sell to this day, so that you can see every single piece along the way, because just telling you how to do it is one thing, but showing you is something completely different, and that's what makes us so much different. So it's all included inside of Membership Cube 2.0. You get Wishlist Member, WP Drip, WP Import, all of the plugins. You get the brand new membership training that includes how we use Facebook, how we use reference pages, and an inside the looks behind the scenes at our $10,000 per year coaching program and how you can duplicate that as well. You get brand new challenges, which are perfect for you if you're the kind of person that likes to watch and then wonder if you got it right, wonder if you got all this stuff, because you watch us do it along with you. Plus, you get the brand new Q&A calls, all of it, so you can create a site just like all of ours. It's all included. We show you how to make your site look like this. We show you how to set it up like this. We show you how to deliver all of your stuff. It's all included inside of Membership Cube 2.0. You get the 8 training modules, the 4 Q&A calls, the backup creator templates, the lifetime access, the manuals. You get all of the plugins that you need to have your membership site up and running, a total value of $10,791. But here's the thing. Today, for you, it's just $1,997. I want you to think about a couple of things, because with our training or without it, you're going to build a membership site one way or another. And there's 2 ways to go. You can go without us, where you get no proven models, you get no real-time case studies, you don't know which software to use, you don't know what plugins you need, you can't drip in a single click, there's no video help, no one-on-one help. But if you go with Membership Cube, you get 6 proven models. You get to see us build and market a site. You get to see, you get Wishlist Member included. You get our one-click drip. You get our 12 training sessions. You get community interaction, and you get everything you need all in one place. here's something I want you to think about. 1997 is a huge deal because that's easily what it would cost you if you just tried to outsource somebody to build you a site. You're going to be able to build as many sites as you want, as many times as you want with a few clicks of a button, just like I showed you today. Just getting the tools and plugins alone, forget the training, would easily cost you $19.97. But you're going to get the training, the plugins, the video, all the debugging, the help desk support, everything that you need, plus the training, the Q&A calls, and your very own Wishlist Member Unlimited license so that you can overcome your obstacles and start moving forward today. So because we really want you to move forward, because we know that you need this, it's going to be just $1,497. And think about that price. Just to avoid the membership mistakes that took us years to recover from would easily be worth $14.97. In fact, I was ready to give up on membership sites and passive income altogether because I couldn't get past overwhelm, because I couldn't get past the technology. All of that is now solved for you inside of Membership Cube. And if you were just on your own to go buy Wishlist Member and all of the plugins alone separately would cost you almost $2,000. Huge deal when you think about the training, the community, the checklist, all of the other things that come along with it. So today, when you join Membership Cube 2.0, you get everything that we've talked about for just $997. That's it. It's over at membershipcube.com, just $997. And think about this. The truth is that you need more than just a script. You need more than just content from your membership site. You need more than just videos. What you actually need is a mentor. And you probably need this more than anything else. You need a live case study, seeing how somebody goes from scratch to actually creating, planning a product, and more importantly, marketing it. And you need a proven, tested system that actually works, that somebody actually uses, just like what you get inside of Membership Cube 2.0. Remember, you get all of the 12 training modules, you get all of the templates and bonuses and challenges and checklists, you get all of the plugins that you need so that you don't have to purchase anything else for your membership site, a total value of $10,791, just $997 at membershipcube.com. It's all included, everything that you need, and here's the thing. Everybody needs this. Everybody needs this if they want to succeed, but this program is for people that really, really want it, that want to go from where they're at to living that dream and having this site online and working on the actual marketing piece rather than being stuck in the technology piece. And because we know that you want this, and because we know how much this can change your life, we're going to let you get started today for just $47. That's right, just $47 today, and you'll get Wishlist Member Unlimited, which sells for $297. You're going to get all of the plugins, access today so that you can get started, and then we'll collect payments until the balance is paid off for you. But we don't want to hold anything back. We want you to have this. We want you to be able to learn while you earn. We want you to be able to change your financial situation so you can get started for just $47 today. Go there right now. There's only a few available because we pay out of pocket for the Wishlist Member license for you. So go there and grab yours right now at membershipcube.com. It's 100% risk-free, so if for any reason in the next 30 days you don't like it, you don't want it, you don't think it's right for you, just let us know and you can refund it. The only catch is that we'll take back all of the software licenses because, well, we're paying out of pocket for them. And you have a decision to make. The good news is it's an easy decision, so head on over right now to membershipcube.com and secure your position today. Go ahead, go over to www.membershipcube.com and secure your spot. Click the pay button and send your first payment to Double Agent Marketing LLC. Choose either the $997 one-time payment or the $47 payment plan, and you'll be logged into the membership site, downloading your software, your plugins, your training in just the next few minutes. In fact, you'll get started today after you take this final step. Head on over to membershipcube.com. Hurry up. Go ahead, do it right now. In fact, I'll go over there with you. It's at membershipcube, membershipcube. That's membershipcube.com. You can scroll down to the bottom of the page, find all of the information, choose your payment plan, and start building your membership site today. We look forward to seeing you. Build your site, helping you achieve that dream, getting through the technology, getting through the overwhelm, and moving forward with your online business. Thank you very much for being here, and we will see you very soon. Head on over right now to membershipcube.com. Have a great day, everybody.